All right, Las Vegas. Our winners semis are here, and the victor moves on to the winners finals. It's time to get this stage set, and the first squad coming out. It's time to go plus ultra, because here comes Toronto. For CleanX, inside, Pixie, and Scrapz. Show some love to the Toronto Ultra.
They already have a chip on the season, and they're not shy of the matchup against the Atlanta FaZe. Scrapz just got crowned Rookie of the Year earlier today, but like he said, they are looking for the ring. And there's no better matchup to get them hyped and prepped to head to Sunday than against the villains of the league. We got to bring them out the stage, Blaze.
It's time to bring them out. We know them all so well. Las Vegas, get ready to phase up, because here comes Atlanta. Show some love to Slasher. Give it up for Simp. aBeZy in the house. And last but not least is Cellium, your Atlanta FaZe.
They brought Slasher in to make a difference in moments like this. Winners semifinals, they're comfortable in this position. They've won this tournament before. If they're able to win COD Champs this year, potentially the greatest Call of Duty team we have ever seen. But it starts right now. Once again, this is a big-time matchup. Got to get to that winners final. Let's get it started.
All right, I'm ready to get it started and as well. Las Vegas, let's blow the roof off the center. Are you ready? Let's go. Miles, let's get it. Whoa, no, Miles.
Come on. Just one British guy in the CDL, apparently. Here we are. Yeah, no, I'm excited though. Either way, Miles or not, we are very excited to be casting this one.
Yeah, we certainly are. This is one of the big games of the day. Ultra versus FaZe. Both these teams have tasted victory so far this year, but there is no nectar quite as sweet as those rings. Now, the two of them, rookies, coming into this year trying to do it, echo their name into legend. On the other side of the stage, though, they've already done it more than once. It is a lot of pressure just on the day. Winner of this, of course, moves forward into the winners' final. The losers will drop down, maybe get another chance, but who knows?
Yeah, look, when you talk about, the double elimination side of things, we kind of have this conversation backstage. If there's ever a time to drop the loser bracket champs, it's only an 8-team tournament, things can get a little bit easier. You can still very much go on to win it comfortably from that position. But both of these teams know that either side of the stage is a competitor who can go on to win this tournament. There is no question of it. It is a huge, huge game between these two squads who have had such a history against each other. You think back to Cold War, the battles that went on between these two organizations. Of course, the roster is looking very different, at least on one side of the stage. It's looking quite similar on the other. I just don't know which way this one goes, though. Historically, you'd think FaZe, but Toronto Ultra looked pretty good yesterday, and Mikado is where we're going to be starting it, where Toronto Ultra do typically look very good. Atlanta FaZe, though, do have their number. Over the 5 times that these two teams have played this map, it has been FaZe winning 3 out of the 5. The 8-9 record may not tell the full story. Keep an eye on the rotations though for Toronto. Very important they get them done, but I agree with the desk. Toronto have to fry if you want to be FaZe champs.
They certainly do. Make no mistake. Both of these two teams are in the running for that championship. It's a meeting of the Titans. If this was winners bracket final or grand final, you'd still expect a tight game, but here we go as both the teams start to kick off on a P1 and a double nade out of FaZe.
We're saving the name spots for late in the day, and it's all the kills going over towards the side of Atlanta FaZe. You're Ultra, you're not too perplexed by this yet. The rotation going to start coming through over towards P2. That's what both these two teams are going to be fighting over, but FaZe happy to lock in these spawns as early as they can.
Just waiting for it, trying to make sure they get it already. A few kills going down, though. Great bounce back from Ultra. This is all about positioning. This is all about getting to this P2 and getting those spawns. Not too worried about bleeding time, especially with only the scrap time left. Hixie's going to make a big play there, actually moving through, and it looks like Ultra's going to get this.
Huge kills coming through. Slasher going to try and stay alive over towards the barbershop side. Hunting, Toronto Ultra, and they will find them, but they will sacrifice 2. aBeZy and Kodo find a couple of kills in the middle of the map. Spawns should be out for Toronto Ultra with that push that comes through from Cellium, but Hixie is a player that we really talk about in terms of the numbers. Haven't quite been there, especially in hardpoint. He's going to need to have a good game here against FaZe and find these important kills. Right now, it's inside left on his own.
Has to hold. Those players looking for him as well. Both of these two teams actually just playing good positioning. Slasher is having a great time so far. 7-2!
Big win.
And eventually they get a bit more control onto it, but it has been a bit of a dead game for time so far. Neither really able to lock it down as much as they want to, but Slasher on a 9-3 as they finally get control of this point. One last push from Ultra, Scrapz firing back as well.
Slasher doing a really good job there. It was the push coming in from the dark side. Could not find any way past. If you are Slasher, he locks that down. Atlanta FaZe will lock down the final 20 seconds here as well. And it's all about Slasher and what he did there. A 1.31 against Surge yesterday. He's going just a little bit better after 2 hills up against Toronto Ultra. You have this rotation over towards P3, but they get blown out the water in every single gunfight. Insight's the only one who can answer, but here comes aBeZy. That's 3 in a row from him in Toronto Ultra, folding very, very easily so far.
Here comes the push though. They've got a couple of players. Simp already taken out CleanX. Scrap. Rookie of the year, but they're going to need every bit of firepower that he can bring to it because aBeZy is still in this point, still staying alive, still trying to play his life at every point as well. Hixie against him, the bullets fly, but no kills. Ultra break back into this point that they so desperately need.
Yeah, they absolutely need that now. They've got FaZe kind of where they want them. They know where the push is coming from. We've got Insight holding down the mid-map and the rest of the boys just about rebuffed them. CleanX and Scrapz combining well. And it's going to be the first decent chunk of time we're going to see from Ultra. 30 seconds to go here, over towards P3. And look at this transition over towards Barbershop. Hixie there on his own. Doesn't make them any of kills, but when he does find them, they're impactful. There's another one. Can he find him? Staying alive over towards Cantina would be brilliant, but Simp looking for him. Hixie can't win the fight. Big win from Simp.
Yeah, just a little bit too weak off that last chow. Didn't manage to get it, but it's still very much anyone's game. Look at the pinch coming in towards Barbers. You've got Ultra with players there, but so are FaZe. Now all down to Hixie, 3 and 10 so far, but these kills could be huge. Reinforcements so far away from him as he tries to play his life. Slasher will fall, aBeZy will not, and FaZe will take control.
Small little moments here and there when it does come down to spawns over towards the Barbershop side. Hixie doesn't win the gunfight against Simp, and that would have really turned the tide of things, but Atlanta FaZe controlled the middle of the map very well, and are still doing so. Slasher getting all the cuts that he needs to. 11 and 8 from him. Scrap looking for the hunt there as the SMGs find a way through.
Now they're in as well. Hixie finds the first and the second. Managing to break back into this one with the 30 seconds left to go. Cellium's going to be there holding this down so all players can get through, but Ultra, they have the bodies, they have the numbers, and they will have this scrap time. Rotation to FaZe now. aBeZy's going to be here first for Ultra. This is a more difficult break.
Yeah, Slasher playing the scrap time will not expect to. Toronto Ultra very much trying to lock this down, but this will give FaZe a little bit more time, a little bit more information of where the side of Toronto Ultra are going to be pushing from here. Spawn's going to come in for Scrap over towards the middle of the map. Toronto Ultra are maybe a little bit closer than Atlanta FaZe realize. Hixie finds a way through with the rest of Ultra right here.
Unfortunately, they are outnumbered, but they've got a Scrap. Still not able to get that kill locked down as they fire through the doorway. Slasher trying to hold them off as well. Scrap continues to be a problem for FaZe. aBeZy gets gunned off the heavy, and he dived into the point, but they weren't able to get it realistically. Ultra grab control away from FaZe here, who have had to take a step back.
And it was just really good pressure coming in from Toronto Ultra, keeping them inside of 10, and Hixie is starting to get things rolling here. 9 and 13 may not tell the story of the important kills that Charlie Hicks finds across the map. You still have somebody in here if you're Atlanta FaZe. Cellium up top, well, he's already dead. Hixie finds another. It's Scrap to finish it off. Really good play from Ultra. It was a slow start, but their transitions have been so good. Those final few moments on the old hill, they're finding important kills. Once again, though, this time it's Atlanta FaZe in control of the rotation. Can Ultra find a break again?
This is going to be more difficult. Atlanta FaZe are dug in, and they are dug in deep. They are even pushing onto that last scrap time for the last hill, trying to find them as well. They have all the angles here. You can see the distribution of Atlanta. They are waiting for the pressure. There's the first one. Simp finds it. Ultra will have to try and get some sort of good trading here to make this chaotic. At the moment, they find nothing. It is a rebuff back-to-back alley.
The only thing that they got that was good, though, was the kill from Scrap over towards the alley. Finds a second as well. CleanX now follows. And because the kill comes over towards the alley side, Atlanta FaZe now spawning hedges. You've got Toronto in the alley, and it's the push into Cantina that works out for Toronto once again. Simp is here to try and slow things down, but these breaks from Toronto have been so well coordinated.
They have managed to just completely destroy everything FaZe has got set up. Now it's on FaZe's foot. They will have to get back into this through the guns of Ultra. Something that's not been going well for them. Scrap already finds 2. It is a complete wipe for them. That's all the scrap time, the rotation as well. Ultra are going to be here.
In 15 seconds, we're heading over towards P7. It is the best P7 team in the game, and Toronto Ultra averaging 41 points every single time we go over towards this car park. Look at the numbers coming in from Scrap and the boys. It's a solid lead for Ultra, and we're heading to their favorite hill.
There's a lot of contention going on here at the moment. Ultra feeling the squeeze as they try to hold on to the lead. Let's find out how they are feeling in the comm zone. For the Toronto Ultra, listen in.
You're like, guy. Okay. Nothing back on you. Lockers on me, boys. There's two lockers. Two lockers. One time, two lockers. Track and test from middle, become boys. 2 time.
Yo, listen. RB1 pull it. RB1.
There's no cost lockers yet. Lockers now.
All ladder, I think.
Yeah, they're all there. It's massive. One locker, one shot. Absolute lock as well. You can charm up. The RB. One locker. Wait. Nice. Look for one. I mean, Sonny's already lockers. Simp. In here, Jeremy. Yeah, Simp. He's in there. He's in there. Lock. I don't know, right side. You want to get the door. Yeah, again.
One's going gate now. Lockers. Ivor gate.
Lockers big. Line down, Jimmy.
I have a trophy. You're good.
Yeah.
They're all ladder, I think. They could come back alley, by the way.
Yo, 4. He's dead.
There's locker.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Shit him, Charlie. One more locker on me, one more. Go on, bitch out.
P4 again. Right. He's going back to house. Go back to R.
Just milk time. I spawn house.
Yeah. Once go back to R. He's literally R.
I don't see him out.
Maybe?
They're back out. Chance. He's top house.
Yep, that's me.
Where's like ladder, man?
Got Eddie.
I see mid cut. Top RB. I'm for sure on the RB. Nice, good trade. Maybe gate.
There's 2 got Eddie.
Two got.
One's hot dog. Hot dog right now. 1 shot. One's back got Eddie.
RB, alright?
Yeah. We don't have to soak. Play slow. Play kill.
I have all
Dead. Might run him out tunnel. Maybe yellow van.
Snake me.
Dead.
On my side. Right corner.
Hedge in.
Right, 2 out then.
We go. Yeah, both
Oh, maybe tunnel.
Yeah, no, both hell.
And Ultra are feeling it. They are putting FaZe on the back foot everywhere they go. For some reason, Scrapz seems to be taking this personal 22 and 16. And for FaZe, not only do they need this scrap time on P1, but they need to get into P2.
Oh, aBeZy's just smoked Hicksy though. And I was about to talk about Hicksy finding so many important kills. Yeah, P1 a lot of the times went over towards Atlanta FaZe, but it is all about the spawns to P2, which were gained by Hicksy again. The SMGs, the Toronto Ultra, really have been causing problems. Atlanta FaZe have not been able to keep up with the slaying of Scrapz, sitting at 24 and 17. Cantina belongs to them. Atlanta FaZe not in a good spot to try and break this. There's one spawn out for Ultra that might be the only route through, but unfortunately you're going to get pinched. It's automatic for Scrapz. It's a good time for Toronto Ultra, who can win it at Cantina here.
And FaZe have to go. This is it. This is lethal range. That is a wipe. It will be a back alley spawn, and they will have to move mad to get into this point now. The pressure is on them. It's not a rotation. It's do or die on this map.
The kills over towards the alley side may well just be enough as aBeZy Slasher will slow down the hype party quite come through for Toronto Ultra just yet. P2 was looking good for the win, but still, they are 26 points away from taking the lead up against Atlanta FaZe. And look at this rotation that's coming in here as well. Toronto Ultra seemingly having to fight over the scrap time. Bullets winging their way in towards Cantina. They'll find the kills, they'll find the scrap. They're going to be within about 10 by the time we head over towards P3.
Bance takes his first foray into that next point. It doesn't work out for them as well. Atlanta FaZe are holding this at the moment. Scrap will invest. That should go through the window. He's looking for the players to find, and he will get slashed up. There's the first. The rest of Ultra are spread. This will be a hit from every single angle.
Big kill coming in from CleanX. And now here comes the push inside and Co. Can they find a way through? They're breaking. Throughout this, Mikado has been quite simply perfection. And CleanX and Co. will find a way through. Slasher, though, will slow them down. Atlanta FaZe just about holding on.
Hicksy will find his important kill again. Can he get aBeZy? No! The nade will get him this time around. Ultra, one last swing at it maybe. They can still win it here if they break now. But you've got to be aware of the rotation. Slash has already seen a player. He's going to try and help them out. He gets one. Cellium will get a second. And they're still holding. FaZe are still holding them away from this. The rotation will now be in. It's on the back of Cellium.
Toronto Ultra rolled the dice and thought they could find a break to keep that pressure on over towards the Atlanta FaZe side. And that, because of that, Atlanta FaZe have found themselves a spawn over towards the barbershop side. Cellium put the shots in, but here come the rest of Ultra. Hicksy, 2-3 in the back alley. And that might just be it. 14 seconds to go for Ultra. And everybody from FaZe is dead. Ultra in control. FaZe miles away. This might be game.
Get your headline ready. Charlie Hicks puts the dagger to Atlanta FaZe on this map. They are not close. They are not ready. And the first map will go to Toronto Ultra. You don't need a million kills. You just need the right ones.
Big map number 1 coming in from Ultra. We were having a small discussion before it. We said we feel they need this map if they want a chance in the series. And it's a big, big victory. Got a little bit scary towards the end, but Ultra always within touching distance. After what was a really, really well-worked first rotation, So many good breaks coming through, and it felt scary after the first hill or so, because Sasha was starting to heat up. He was finding those kills that we expected him to find after his series against Seattle yesterday. It was so impressive. But Scrapz started to turn up. HyDra going around that even KD is all you want from him, because how many times are we watching him on the minimap finding important kill after important kill? I think we try to preach it so much because he gets so much hate in terms of his numbers, but you watch what he does on the map, important to what Toronto Ultra are always trying to do. It's a big map #1 from them, and a nice 90-point win as well. They'd be feeling confident in the rest of the series. They needed that map though.
They certainly did. You've got to give a little bit of credit to FaZe as well. The comeback was on for them. They did get 3-piece by Charlie Hicks. They might have had a chance from Barbers to bring it back somewhere within the realms of possibility. But what a game. Toronto Ultra showing that they are a force to be reckoned with. 24 non-traded kills for Scrapz. He got a streak as well, the most damage in the lobby. I have never seen any player as disappointed as he was to get Rookie of the Year. He said, this is great. This is okay, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for a ring.
No, you know what we talk about players in terms of their impact in their first gen. Yeah, okay, a lot of people realize their talent, but I think that's the right mentality to have. Yeah, Rookie of the Year is nice, but you want the chips. That's the important thing. What's a little bit more important than just a chip is a ring, and that may well be on offer for Toronto Ultra if they keep playing like this. LA Thieves already dispatched within it. Map 5 banging. Atlanta FaZe, could they be the next ones on the chopping block? And yeah, I think, you know, as we said, I mean, HyDra, I think he was 3-9 to start things off, something along those lines. He never really has a great start on hard points. He really does come down to the rotation kills. That's where he really pays back his faith that Toronto Ultra put in towards him with big kills like this. I think it was 2 or 3 in different moments, just to lock in solid time every time, or rotation every time. He's always there to cause issues, just to be a nuisance. And everybody else from Toronto Ultra filled in the gaps where necessary. Atlanta FaZe though, let's speak about them a little bit. I mean, aBeZy had his few pop-off moments. Slasher had a great start and really slowed down. It's hard to say, you know, realistically, they just got broke so many different times as well. You think about that first rotation. I want to say out of the 7 hills, they probably had rotation, I want to say 5 times or so. And they were walking out of that first rotation about 80 or 90 down. Can't happen, got broke far too many times.
A really good start. We did say this first map could be pivotal in the rest of the series as well. Technically, these teams are actually tied 3-3 now on Mikado hardpoint, so probably won't see them play it again. But moving forward in this series, momentum is always going to be a big thing. Toronto Ultra have looked great, but so have Atlanta FaZe. The question is always benchmarking. Who's the best this weekend? Who's the best at this moment, and who wants it more? Realistically, Atlanta FaZe actually don't know that some teams don't play on Sunday. Simp's never not had that issue.
No. It's always been the grand finals coming up for Atlanta FaZe, and they would like to be there once again. Still have more than a decent opportunity to get themselves there. But for FaZe, S&D coming up next, aBeZy is there. They'll be looking for the very quick bounce back. They're looking at their Monster Energy pre-game. Feel confident hardpoint in this matchup. 10-4 against Toronto will make that 10-5 now. There will be, if there is a map number 4, presumably. Oh no, sorry, it's 10-4 now. It has just been updated. It was 10-3, now 10-4. But looking over towards the rest of this series, you've got a Fortress coming up, map number 4 if we need it. They already have beaten Toronto Ultra on that only just a small few weeks ago when we were in Toronto, so they will still be feeling confident in this series, but couldn't get the job done at map number 1.
They certainly couldn't. Atlanta FaZe, they're going to have to bounce back. A team that isn't going to want to let them do that. Toronto Ultra, they are ready to go the distance. They've tasted victory this year. They want to go a little bit further. And here's their Monster Energy pre-game for them. Make a statement and steal their best map at aBeZy S&D. Atlanta is 13-3 on this. But their last loss was actually against Toronto in round 11.
And in that same series, I talked about the Fortress, the S&D aBeZy went to Toronto, and it was a hell of a scalp for Toronto to take right now after a map 1 win. And again, it kind of really goes to what we were saying. HyDra's impact goes way beyond those stats. 0.7 in the series yesterday. But how many times will we again talking about the important kills he makes? I feel like we're always trying to talk about them, but that's the second game with Toronto Ultra. We've actually cast this weekend already, so it's quite easy to fall into that trap. But nonetheless, big kills coming in from him. Much needed for this Ultra side to be that round man, to be that guy to do the dirty work. Heading into the S&D, he's going to have to be there again. Last time around when these two teams played, it was 0.6 overall in the search for HyDra. But we seen him yesterday, specifically on this map, look significantly better than that. Many first bloods fell his way. He's going to have to be that kind of player once again. We've got some interesting stats when we head into this aBeZy. I'll hold on to them for now. But he's going to be a big part of the reason if Toronto Ultra can take map number 2.
Certainly is. I mean, just to kind of put a button on that final thing as well, you've got to remember, HyDra getting into this roster, probably one of the most controversial roster shifts during the season. And then they went and won a championship, and it's continued to be great. The other side, Atlanta FaZe has not made a change. They finally got that win after that year last year where they just couldn't get a championship. But that championship is not this championship. Right now, aBeZy SD, good for both teams. Ultra looked good on it yesterday as well. Scrapz talking about his sniping, bringing it out and feeling confident with it. Atlanta FaZe are a little bit different gravy ton.
I think first bloods are going to be hugely important in this one. They are very often that way. But looking over towards it, last time around between these two teams when Toronto Ultra take it, out of the 11 rounds we played, they found 7 first bloods. Keep an eye on Simp, he got blooded so many times for FaZe. Cannot let that happen if they want to tie this series up. Toronto Ultra are a very good aBeZy search and destroy team now. And for Atlanta FaZe, their first bloods over towards the start of the season were ranging up to the 80% mark. It's now loaded itself way down. It's a slow start to the map as both teams starting to posture. Atlanta FaZe trying to find a route through on this attack.
It's a little bit of chess and not checkers.
Seen him.
Information drip fed now. aBeZy and HyDra both posturing around this point. Scrapz has been on Overwatch so far, and the door is open. aBeZy versus HyDra, this should be where the first blood comes from. Desperate to find something. There is so much time that's been burnt by FaZe.
Atlanta FaZe are just looking for HyDra. They know exactly where it is. The shots are in, and the shots are accurate. HyDra will fall, and now Atlanta FaZe will start to kick into gear. If you're Toronto Ultra, you want to answer back very quickly. A fight about to go down over towards A side. Simp will find insight. And for all that they've burnt this time, they broke them open in the right one. And Scrapz is left alone in a 1 versus 4.
A sniper is a wonderful weapon, but it is not versatile and it is not easy to find it, but he will get Simp. It's still a 1 versus 3. They will throw shoulders all day. They will try and keep him away. Cellium says, all right, won't chow that one again. 30 seconds for a miracle.
Oh, he's not far away from finding Slasher as well. A couple of inches here and there, and Scrapz is looking down the barrel of something potential, but not going to happen this time around. Really comes down to that first button. You've seen Atlanta FaZe was just taking their time. They know there's no trophies, etc. Yet trying to figure out exactly what's going on. HyDra was caught in that corner over towards the laundry set for a long time. The stun gets through from aBeZy. They know he's still there. They spray through. It does the job. And as soon as that first blood comes through, you see them just kick into gear. They know that there's going to be at most 1 player left over towards the A side, and they force that issue and attacking round over the FaZe in the very first one that was offered.
Good patience, good play. For Atlanta FaZe, though, on the defense this time, it's much more aggressive. Scrapz finds nothing on the cross here. That'll be called out very quickly. You can be worried about aBeZy with the first blood again in this round. HyDra will get it back on the Simp, though. Scrapz looking for Cellium, but he's good at snaking, and he's going to get away with it as well. It's now 2 versus 3. Atlanta FaZe have control.
The difference maker there. Scrapz looking over, thinking they're going to go from the crossover towards the A side. It was 3 men down middle alley. aBeZy runs down, throws the grenade through the window, and then backs on up and finds a third. Big round from aBeZy. It's looking like a 2-0 for Atlanta FaZe, unless Scrapz can pull off a madness again. A 1 versus 3, but the sniper has attack in hand. Bomb, very little chance of him picking this one up, and it's a tough round for Toronto to try and claw back.
Slasher says, all right, no, I know you've got the sniper. I'm really just not going to worry about it. A 1 versus 3 is much more difficult than a 1 versus 2. For Scrapz, he has 30 seconds to play with, 30 seconds to figure out if he can do anything this round.
Time is just not on his side. aBeZy looking for something over towards this side if he can as well. It would, I believe, be his 3rd kill of the round. 15 seconds to go. He's a very noisy boy. aBeZy finds another one. Atlanta FaZe picking Toronto Ultra apart here. And again, I think it comes down to just, if Scrapz had held for a little bit longer, he would have seen the push coming in from mid-map. Chooses to move away, and as he does, FaZe walk through that open door in the defense of Toronto Ultra. That's a very easy round from there when you find the first blood up top. You've got nobody putting that pressure on over towards that B site. And just about picking them apart. Good work from aBeZy and co. To the good and deservedly so.
For Ultra, they will have to adjust. I imagine that sniper probably goes away, if not this round, then the next. This time a little bit more aggressive. This is change up already from Atlanta FaZe. CleanX will get that first blood this time. Ultra finds something a little bit back, and he will get taken down. aBeZy finds it. He's 5-0. He sees Hicks in. He got it. Oh my goodness. Gun wasn't in position. It didn't need to be. 6-0 aBeZy. They have the numbers again, Ton.
Oh, can't let that happen. aBeZy expecting the flank to possibly come through. He's called it correctly, but does he have the cover? The bomb's going down. He's already got his 6. Scrapz looking for a moment, looking for a pick, but he needs to be the aggressor here. He will find him, but Cellium will trade it. 1v2 for insight.
He's up top and alone. Knows where Cellium is, knows where Slasher is. He's got to hope that one of them just makes a mistake. I don't think they will. Cellium showing mechanics off in this game over and over again. No way to hit him, no way to get him. Insight will need a miracle against the master of the snaking genre himself.
If I speak. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? The answer is very little.
I believe the correct answer is actually phase up, you can do it too.
Cellium smiling away. He couldn't care less about those boos. Not a single given from Cellium. Toronto Ultra, though, what's the readjustment here? I think that round is a much more winnable one. I think, you know, if Hixie finds that kill on aBeZy, it's a very, very different round. You're looking at 3 versus 2. Gets gunned out of his socks. Not ideal. Toronto Ultra, can you find something in the search and destroy? It has been a limp performance so far. FaZe have been very, very good. Toronto Ultra posturing here just a little bit, but aBeZy and co being the aggressor as per usual.
Simp doesn't want to go for that wide chow. He knows that Scrap might be on the other side of it. Deny though, here he comes, the first blood monster himself. Dead silence active, about to run out.
A cruise missile is there and available. May well use it for information if he needs to. Slasher would have seen the glint of Scrapz sniper, and Simp will have seen Insight, who didn't see that coming whatsoever. Another first blood for the side of Atlanta FaZe, and aBeZy on the hunt himself.
The monster. Just lurking in the shadows. The nightmare on S&D. And they don't know where he is. That's the other thing. Ultra are going to be coming this. They're not sure of everything. Simp playing an objective sniper role here at the moment. There is going to be a player that gets through. CleanX is going to be there. Scrap gets one, but he gets cut down as well. aBeZy strikes! He was waiting so long. Hicks is going to try and clutch it up, but no good. Atlanta FaZe. They keep moving. Every time you think Ultra might have an opportunity, it is taken away from them.
It's aBeZy who takes it away every single time. And he finds himself in that position, and just because of where he is, they're just saying he'll probably just sit tight. He's crawling around, he doesn't need to make any noise, doesn't need to take any risks whatsoever. Atlanta FaZe are sitting back, they know that the time is running out. aBeZy staying alive every single second that ticks by. Another round beckons for Atlanta FaZe. He snaps into gear when he needs to. 4-0 now. Toronto Ultra have offered very, very little. Come on, there you go, you get up. Ultra, what can you do to answer back to what has been flawless S&D from FaZe so far?
5 kills, 4 rounds. Make it 6 kills in 5. They get the first blood. They must convert this one. They must stop the bleeding that has been going on. CleanX finds aBeZy. They finally slide the giant before he can do anything coming through. 2 versus 4. Simp and Cellium.
Hugely important round. You've got to put this one to bed if you are Toronto Ultra. Simp has found himself in a good position though, and those cars do hurt when they explode. Scrap will have to back on down. Needs some up on the rest of his team. Shots coming in though, and CleanX will find another. Is this the resurgence that they need? Cellium will find one, but he's got 3 other members of Toronto Ultra to deal with, and a bomb to potentially plant.
He takes it on. It's no good. Ultra finally get one back, making it again themselves. That first blood, the conversion, everything they needed. So far, this game has been dictated by what FaZe want to do on the map. They found the kills, they found the positioning. Ultra have not. And now, there is a hope. It is just a whisper in the darkness for Ultra. But if they can find a couple more rounds, take this away from FaZe, there is an opportunity. But there is a reason Atlanta are so good at this map. Onto the attack. What do they choose? Maybe a big B hit coming in once again. 4 of them, but Slasher with a nade. Must have been a double nade over the top. It's been a play here from FaZe.
The trophy not there. Could not shut down The defensive play that comes through from everybody. Talking everyone the CDL, everyone around play, you get that grenade over, you slow down the B push, and all of a sudden, again, Toronto Ultra are at a massive, massive disadvantage. So what's the play? Do they wait for maybe some aggression to come in from Atlanta FaZe? They have the first blood, they know they don't have to move. And Scrapz going to continue to find kills. He's the only one, really, alongside CleanX, that's been able to do anything about this Atlanta FaZe terror on this map. CleanX will pop out, find aBeZy, but it's kicked into life again. Slasher finds one on Scrapz. It's been all FaZe so far.
It's going to be a double challenge, going straight for it. CleanX being aggressive, but Cellium is waiting. Inside's Overwatch was not good enough. He's left alone. He's been a clutch player for them before, but it hasn't really been around this season quite as much. Will this be the beginning? 1 versus 3 for Insight. Finds the first. Now looking for more. Simp comes out the door, but no kill.
It's been so hard for Toronto Ultra to really do much yet. And we talk about the first bloods being influential. It was another one from FaZe. Toronto Ultra have managed to find themselves a couple, but that 3v4 rate we talk about so often, there are not many better teams on this map than Atlanta FaZe at finding those small moments. 41% of the time when they've been first blooded, those 3v4 scenarios, Atlanta FaZe are winning the round. 41%.
It's a very, very good conversion rate, and it kind of pays out. We spoke about Atlanta FaZe in 2 different things. Their S&D was great, and then their hardpoint was great. Seem to flip-flop between the two of them at the moment. Let's see, can they convert this now fully? Bring this back to a tied game. They're on the attack again. We're on board with the first blood king himself. Highest statistics for getting a first blood. They rely on him time and time again to find the gap, but Insight will find Cellium. And now Atlanta FaZe, all the time burned with all the map given away, will have to find a way to get this 3v4 rocking.
3v4s mean very, very little to Atlanta FaZe. They can find them in any given moment. HyDra trying to be the aggressor again, just slowing them down. Oh, Scrapz gonna miss that shot. That might just leave a door open. HyDra is here to try and help him out. Simp is gonna get his head picked up, finds the push, and will be taken down. Now a 4v2, Toronto Ultra trying to find a way back through. Great shots coming in from Scrapz. Is there signs of life from Ultra? You need 4 more rounds.
I was gonna say, Simp was wearing the brown trousers there because he just needed to get away. Bullets whizzing past his head, not able to do it, and HyDra eventually takes down aBeZy for the final kill of the round. For Ultra, it will not be a full sale, but it'll be really close if they can pull it off. 4 more rounds uncontested is what they need.
Atlanta FaZe just play this one so well. Last time around, the first bloods were so crucial for Toronto Ultra to try and find the win on what has felt like an invincible map for Atlanta FaZe. 5-2 up now. Looking to try and secure this one. The nade's over, not going to land this time. Potential for Toronto Ultra, but again, the nades do land, but just a little bit later. Atlanta FaZe hold on to them, and while the nades are landing everywhere they need to, if you're Atlanta FaZe, Scrapz is left alone. The cruise missiles coming in. Sayonara, map number 3 we go.
It does not end with a bang, other than that of a grenade, a team kill at the worst possible time into a trade. And Ultra, there are no polite words for that S&D. FaZe took them to task. They square up on FaZe's best S&D, and they proved it with, what are you doing? Redo your vetoes.
Beat them on it last time, Toronto Ultra, and FaZe went, yeah, fool me once. You know the saying, I don't. You get the point. Really good performance from FaZe in the game, the first bloods. Well, mostly tell the story. 3 coming in from Ultra, they find 2 of those rounds because of it. First deaths from HyDra though, that's something I kind of want to point out. Yesterday in the game where they were going up against Thieves, he was finding themselves in those positions time and time again to make the plays for Ultra. Gunny wasn't there then. You think about back to that round of aBeZy when he found that way through over towards the B side and HyDra gets absolutely gunned. All of a sudden you're looking at a 5-3 scoreline there. It's a little bit more attainable. It was looking like it should have been around that went over towards Ultra. You can't point in every single direction to say that's the turning point. But if you can find that round, you have a more competitive search and destroy, and you never know. But Atlanta FaZe, very good at search and destroy and aBeZy. We knew that. We knew that.
Well, it's been a game of 2 halves so far. Both these teams showcasing why they are so good at these game modes. We'll have to find out what happens in the third after this break. Don't go anywhere. More action at the Call of Duty League Championship Weekend 2023.
Greetings, I'm the king round here. My name's Arthur, you can call me Artie. Welcome to my crib. This is my quiet place for when the world gets a little too loud. This is my ancestor George, working on a real estate deal. I'm sure the deal was amicable, but he'd just like to put on a show. Oh, we do have this here, but we don't like to use it that much. But, you know, disagreements happen, so we do have to be prepared. Being a king isn't as easy as people think. It's a highly stressful job with lots of people relying on you. Try and step into my shoes for a single day and see how you would feel trying to be king.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
How does it feel to be named Rookie of the Year?
To be Rookie of the Year, you know, it's a good one. Like I said before, individual achievements, you know, Rookie of the Year is cool. You know, we're looking for that ring, though. That ring's going to mean everything to us. But yeah, it's a good feeling overall.
Is this your first time hearing that you're Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, it is my first time hearing it. You know, can't really say I'm surprised, but, you know, it is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty Championship weekend here at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. We have a game with Titans on the main stage, all tied up, going into game number 3. Toronto Ultra and Atlanta FaZe have strutted their funky stuff for us so far, but who walks away with the control ton?
I haven't seen you strut your funky stuff for me in quite some while, right? So, you know, I haven't seen any moves from you. Maybe in the break when all the music was popping up for the crowd and the venue, it was nice to see. But who has been strutting his stuff over this entire season has been Scrapz, the Rookie of the Year. And not surprising, but as he said, what is important to him is chips and rings. They will need to get through Atlanta FaZe under control here. You believe so if they want a chance in this series. Both these two teams well versed on this one. 11-7 from FaZe, 11-5 from Toronto. So evenly matched when it comes down to it. The defensive win percentage is really there for FaZe, whereas the offense is a little bit better for Toronto. It's a hard one to decipher, but you think of yesterday, it wasn't a good showing from Ultra up against the Thieves. Envoy had his way inside the middle of the map. They will need to be better. The SMGs need to be very present from Ultra if they want a chance against FaZe here at map number 3.
Inside is just been completely picked off already by Cellium. That has opened up the B door. You can already see that they're going for this prime position. So far this tournament, B has been a hot button topic. Hixie and Slasher trade.
Traded out, but aBeZy now found himself in the position that maybe can be something to find something for the Atlanta FaZe side. I'm just perplexed by the gunfights that this man takes and wins time and time again. Because he's pushed up past the 10 point, Toronto Ultra starting to spawn out over towards that A side. Important kill found for Insight. Scrapz will steady the ship over towards the middle of the map as well. aBeZy is still an issue here though. Atlanta FaZe will maybe try and work around his positioning. Try to get something done. They can do with getting rid of him if you're Ultra.
Yeah, they're looking for him inside nose. This will be the comms for Ultra at the moment, looking for it. Hixie, they're going to be on the flank. They find aBeZy as well. Simp left alone into field. Guns every single direction he fights, and this is going to be an A push now. FaZe have given it up. They're going all the way over. Scrapz is going to be the first bulwark, trying to slow this one down.
I love that positioning coming in from Slasher. B was trying to be worked, but all this time is Toronto Ultra putting those resources over towards B. Slasher finds himself in the premium spot over towards this A side. Defense or attack, you want somebody over towards that satellite side. You've got Slasher there and everybody else inside the point. A is starting to tick up for Atlanta FaZe. Toronto Ultra posturing over for a potential retake. Can they find a way through? None of aBeZy's got anything to say about it. We'll find the kill. Yesterday, I want to say one thing about Ultra as well. They over-committed to some retakes. They don't do this yet. They've given A up, or have they? All of a sudden, it's only Simp who's left it. Toronto keep a hold of it. 50 15 seconds to go, that might be the round.
Oh, I've never seen such a late retake as that. They managed to get under the point, and now flailing, FaZe, failing. Don't know where to go, don't know what to do. Simp gonna find Hixie as well, but he's gonna move. 3 seconds left, and there is nothing there for them. Ultra completely wiped them out of the point. No A, no round.
I was calling it as if that A was got. It looked that way. It looked like Ultra had given up. But I think in those moments where you're finding your way across, you're thinking, okay, well, FaZe are going to try and expand out and find themselves on a route over to be an easy one through the middle of the map. FaZe expand out, maybe just a touch early, and all of a sudden, Ultra, when they find those 2 kills, they catch them sleeping, they find a way through and find 4 dead. And then FaZe, what do you got from there? You're in an absolute no man's land. 15 seconds to go. The defensive round over towards Ultra with only 2 ticks gained by Atlanta FaZe.
Well, that is not how we saw that round going. We thought we were going to have a little bit longer on the B, but a great defense there from Ultra in the end. Can they compound that? Can they get onto this point straight away? Already the trade's flowing down. Cellium towards the back. They're going to have to get him out of here first before they can do anything. aBeZy already causing problems, but CleanX gets to the point! And that fence takes it away. aBeZy gets the kill, and Ultra will have to reorientate themselves.
Honestly, that fence is scarier than any... Well, Crimson are quite scary for me in rank play, to be honest, Brycey. It's a horrible, horrible place to try and find a gunfight. aBeZy just about got away with that one, but 3 members of Toronto Ultra have found a way through. It's all really about slashing, whether he can find anything here, finds one on the inside, and that might just now give Atlanta FaZe the momentum that they need to retake here. Cellium and aBeZy then put themselves into a position, but some damage going over towards B. Snapper from CleanX, not quite good enough. Atlanta FaZe will clear them away, but 2 ticks over towards B for Toronto Ultra.
Atlanta FaZe is going to have to really concentrate on this 8 point now. They cannot afford to give it away with 2 ticks on the B. Hixie playing slow, waiting for the bodies to be here as well, but aBeZy at the flanks to get him. Hixie can't find him, even with a free fire. Eventually does get that kill through as well. 3 going down, only Cellium left here to defend and gunned out of his socks. CleanX will take it. And this point is going up rapidly.
And I like this movement from inside, finds his way over towards B and says, yeah, okay, well, momentarily finds his way over towards B. Simple deal with him. CleanX doesn't check his corners. aBeZy and Coda trying to find a way back through. Shots from Scrap again. He's having a hell of a tournament, sitting in 13-6 right now. There's already 2 ticks over towards B. Toronto Ultra fighting on 2 fronts now.
They have to commit here to one of them. Ticks everywhere going through. Atlanta FaZe, you need to win a gunfight. You need to get into the point here as well. Scrap down a 4 streak. It's going up into the A. The B is going to be done as well. Atlanta FaZe have to get in here. Scrap has held them off by himself for so long. But it is 1 A tick for Ultra to convert this round.
4 kills solo over towards the A side. Atlanta FaZe and Raptures on this defense cannot find a way through. And the control in the middle map wasn't there, but those 2-3 kills will help with that. Inside can slow that down though, and we will just keep that pressure on Atlanta FaZe, keep them away from being able to push up any further. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds to go for Toronto Ultra to find 1 good take over towards it.
The big gun though for Ultra is getting towards Radio Tower. He's setting up, he finds Simp as well. The door is wide open, the water is flying. Come on through, teammates. They look for it as well, they get it. aBeZy's gonna fall, that is Scrap. The big gun takes aim and they clean out FaZe. You cannot let that man get in a position with the form he is on. Scrap said, hey boys, I'm here. The way is clear. And they are now 2-0 on the control.
It's a brilliant round from Scrap. You think back to the A point where both points were being pushed by Toronto Ultra. You got players over towards B, and they're like, okay, well, it's only Scrap on his own over towards A. Finds 4 before he gets taken down. Gassing his teammates as well. He's happy about that round. It's a 2-0 lead in the control. And you know what the difference was towards the end there? Slasher gets caught over towards the boxes, and the satellite was completely free over towards the radio tower, sorry. And it's just 3 pickings for Scrap and the boys. And we're now on to the defense. This could be 3-0 if FaZe don't fix up very, very quickly.
And Featherstone Scrap plays every game like it's personal. Just fire and vengeance. Hixie finds a kill. Now, will he find the second? He does. Simp will fall. There is still time left for FaZe. There is still opportunity. They will have to find something, a little bit of momentum. Oh, it's just good as well. And Cellium will hear him. He gets Hixie down eventually.
I think they would.
Waiting. Going for it again. Finds that first kill. They will have to deal with it.
I think Cellium got the call out on the flank. They're just expecting it, but they cannot get rid of Scrap. It's another 4 spree. Surprisingly, he doesn't have a cruise missile to his name, but again, Atlanta FaZe are struggling to get anywhere. Tag a pistol, it doesn't matter for Scrap. 5 in a row. Atlanta FaZe can't touch him.
He is a problem, he is an issue. He is the Rookie of the Year. And Ultra are making this look easy. Coming back off respawn, two of them. This is FaZe's chance to get some points on the board.
Toronto Ultra shooting cannons out of their guns right now. It's been a flawless control. But FaZe still have a chance. You are never done and dusted when it comes down to control. But inside from behind, we'll find one in the slasher. Time is running out for FaZe here in this attacking round and in the control.
Still holding. Still holding. Ultra going to go for this so they can smell it. They know the victory is close. They just have to push back FaZe one more time. As the guns keep ricocheting, Cellium will find two though. Hixie versus Cellium, and he finds the fight. Slasher will now have to move into this. They are starting to run out of time. He gets the kill as well. Ultra are committing to this. They are not going to let it go easily. They are pouring bodies into the A point. FaZe are doing the same thing. It's a complete shutdown. It's Simp and aBeZy getting to the point. Scrapz will get taken down, and this will go to B.
And it was one big movement for Toronto Ultra over towards the A side. They are able to spawn over towards B, so will walk away licking their wounds. It's an ever so slight lead in terms of the lives. But the difficulty here is that FaZe are set up very, very deep in towards your side of the map. You have nobody over towards the flanking side of your Ultra. You're starting to fall as well. aBeZy putting the pressure on. It's a big kill from Hixie. Toronto Ultra just trying to hold on, but FaZe are everywhere they do not want them to be.
Cellium backs off from Scrapz there, trying to get him off the respawn, looking for this CleanX, and Cellium is unable to finish his dinner. But this is not clean for Ultra. They are on the back foot. They've only got one player out as well. CleanX guns him. Slasher trying to keep this pressure up as well, but Scrapz will find him. And every time you think FaZe may get up to this point, they have not got it. Ultra now with map control.
Much better position for them now to be in. I was getting very scared for Ultra at one stage there. FaZe were finding all the gunfights, they were finding all the map presence, but all of a sudden, they only have 8 lives remaining. It takes one good push. They've got 25 seconds to find that push.
There was every time to FaZe up. It's going to be now, but 6 lives, 20 seconds. For FaZe, they need a miracle. They need another gear. They need to show us why they are one of the most feared teams in the CDL. But they don't have time. But do they have the means? Scrapz finds Simp already. That's one player going to go down inside. Looking for aBeZy's on this point. Flies as a matter. Scrapz gets 2. Cellium will find 1, but goes down as well. And Ultra will take the control. 3-0. Never in doubt.
It's an all-time performance from Scrapz. That was different. Hey, yo. Fantastic work from the Ultra boys. Defense attack, it did not matter. Scrapz was there at every single moment that he needed to be. And Atlanta FaZe did not have a single answer to the questions he posed. It's a dominant map number 3. Very, very dominant from Ultra. So we head on to an Al-Bagger Fortress hardpoint. Toronto Ultra have a lead.
I'll tell you something. Scrapz said it yesterday in the interview afterwards. He said, hey, you got to win a gunfight against me to get me out of this game. Not happening.
I mean, every single stat. 18 non-traded kills out of his 25. The damage is there by 700 on Cellium. Offense, defense, doesn't matter. It's 8.3 kills around. The closest to him is his teammate in CleanX, who had some really big moments there. There was only one moment where things really got scary for Ultra. That was pretty much textbook in terms of their ability to find this control. The first round might have choked mid. There was the moment where it looked like they had A, but even then, it's only A, right? I mean, you would have still had to get a hold of B. You can't let that really mentally get towards you. A very, very good performance from Ultra, though. And the Rookie of the Year conversation, well, it's over. It is already over towards Scrapz, and of no doubt he deserves it. The pistol kill, by the way, we need to see that again. That was absurd.
He don't miss. Don't miss. That's the difference.
I mean, I just want to point out when he finds this pistol kill, it's against aBeZy with a Vadsnev, close range. I hope we get to see it. If the replays ops haven't got this up, I'm having words very, very shortly.
But I mean, we're talking a lot about Scrapz. You've got to give credit to the rest of the team as well.
I mean, it's hard not to, though, right? I mean, that was a ridiculous performance.
Solid all the way through from Ultra. Simp actually not having the greatest of games there in the control. Respawn struggles for FaZe against Ultra. And the problem is, it's a hard point up next as well.
Fortress coming up, both these two teams. Relatively solid. The Ultra fans celebrating that one. And rightfully so. A dominant map number 3 will have them in the lead. But the highlight will, of course, go over towards Scrapz, a 1.67. Honestly, as you mentioned, everybody from Ultra frying in that one. A really good job from them. Outslayed, outmanned, outplayed in every aspect. And based on basically what Ultra did yesterday against Thieves, what a switch up that was. They got bodied off Thieves yesterday. And they send Atlanta FaZe now packing into a position where they need to find 2 maps to continue in this winners bracket.
And this is it, realistically. Winner of this into the winners final. Winner will play either New York or OpTic. Big games all around. There is no easy game left in this tournament. There's no easy game in the CDL, realistically. But we will see. Atlanta FaZe destined for Sunday time and time again. But will they be doing it from the lower bracket? We'll have to find out. Here's some history for you, of course, in champs for these teams. Cellium and Insight. 5th appearance for Cellium, 4th for Insight. Average placements not that far apart, but the grand finals for Cellium and the rings firmly on his side.
Yeah, Cellium must have had a stinker at one stage to have it at that stage, considering 3 grand finals and a ring on his belt, or on his hand, I should say. This man has been just ridiculous since his inception towards CDL, like time and time again. He's in that conversation, MVP, etc., best AR in the game. You cannot talk about those subjects without talking about Cellium, but Insight has always been there. Maybe not as flashy as a player like Cellium, maybe he doesn't find those crazy moments as often, but Insight is solid as anybody else in the CDL. Mr. Consistent for this Toronto Ultra side. It's just chill vibes from the Toronto boys. No, there's still a job to be done, but relaxed about it here on the main stage.
I'll never get over the comment that it's basically just 4 versions of the same person. On FaZe though, much easier to tell them all apart. This is what it comes down to. This hard point. These 2 juggernauts. Can anybody stop Scrapz? Because he is a monster. Monster. Every single time we watch him. But it has been a beautiful weekend so far, and if you want to join in the festivities, get yourself over to the shop. Get yourself a nice jersey. Get yourself wearing some fresh clothes.
Some fresh clothes. ShopCallOfDuty.com for all your jerseys from the teams. Nelly ready to get into this one? Actually, I believe we are ready. Map number 4 incoming. Fortress Hardpoint. Between these 2, it's a mixy one. We know this. Seen Atlanta FaZe yesterday. Looks so impressive against Seattle Surge. Found themselves quite far behind at one stage, if I remember rightly. P2 and P3 was great for Surge. It will need to be great here for Toronto Ultra, because FaZe revel in the chaos that is P4 and P5. Whatever happens, it's going to be a hell of a map. It's been a great series so far as we head over towards Fortress for map number 4. And S&D in map number 5 is something that will be scary for Ultra. They'll want to close it here. And Fortress, it's a hard one to call. Coin flip for me. Last time around, FaZe beat Ultra by around 40 or 50 points. They'll want to do that again to send us to map number 5. Ultra, they don't want to end this yet.
Well, let's find out. Who's got tenacity? Who's got steel in the spine? And who really wants it more on the day? Fortress Hardpoint could go down as history where FaZe fall or they rise. At the moment, you see both teams just looking for the posturing around P1. Ultra, slightly better side for it.
Yep, will happily keep a hold of these P2 spawns if they can do. Cellium with a big win over and towards Scrapz, but Insight crucially gets rid of aBeZy. You're going to be wanting to push out through the stable side as quickly as you can, but Slasher, another good start to a hard point. Good shots coming in from Scrapz again. It just doesn't stop coming on for the Toronto Ultra boys. Scrapz is just killing everything that moves. And all of a sudden, all the FaZe are dead. They're back over towards P1. It's a great start for Ultra.
Hixie continuing to bottle them up as well. FaZe will have to try and get out of this point as well. As Hixie just running around, making sure they cannot move. Kill after kill. Nobody gets away from him. That's 4 in a row. Dead silence popped. P2's coming up next, and Dai is doing a grenade. No gunfight can take him down. Oh! It's rookie season in the CDL.
Couldn't have been a better start for Toronto Ultra. FaZe got themselves out, but for what only felt like a second. Spawns coming in towards the P3 side for Ultra. They want to keep a hold of those, but here come Atlanta FaZe now. Pushing over from the P2 side of aBeZy and Simp. Will strike first and third. Simp finds 2. There's the break that FaZe needed in 40 seconds. That will be welcomed if they can hold on.
Huge recovery for them in the end. And aBeZy finds the first, snaps the set. Oh, Simp gets it.
Here we go, look at this. He's making the move already over towards P3. Ultra need to make something count here. 30 seconds to go at P2. Simp is already behind enemy lines. Make it 5 in a row for the young god Simp. 20 seconds to go at P2. It's looking like it might go to FaZe Ultra. Might have to commit for this scrap time because it's such a hard push over towards P3 and Atlanta FaZe have a hold of the spawns.
They will get it. For Atlanta FaZe, everything now rests on this rotation. They must not lose it. They must not go further behind. 2 versus 4 in his first push. Simp looks for the first, guns him as well, and aBeZy will get CleanX. Not necessary for Simp. 6 in a row. This man reminding him, he says, hey, my average placement at champs is 1.5. You think I'm not getting there?
Slasher pushes out, which may well put the pressure, but Simp's on an 8 spree. And it's continued to pop up for the Atlanta FaZe side. Everybody from Ultra momentarily dead. Ultra had a chance when the hill popped.
Oh, still going.
Nobody is safe right now.
Oh,
Nobody is
God.
safe. 10 in a row from Simp, who might just be calling game inside. Just about shuts him down. It's 30 uncontested points. Atlanta FaZe about to take the lead.
And they have come back into this game with a force beyond reckoning. Ultra will be glad there is a rotation. Simp is going to face the wrong way for that one. And finally, Ultra can rest a little bit easy. They will not be dreaming dreams of good things, but nightmares of Simp if this continues.
Yeah, calm us down. There's been 3 hills. There's a lot of culture left to be played. But absurdity from Simp. And now they can be pressed back in. Ultra have found themselves in a good position, not good enough to slow them down. That's been 10 seconds uncontested. aBeZy coming in with the child, and FaZe have found a way out, spawn out here for Ultra as well. The kill's starting to fall through for FaZe. There may well be a break coming on through. Hixie trying to stay alive. Gets gunned by aBeZy. Ultra spawning out. FaZe find a break on their favorite hill on Fortress. This is some good time that could go their way.
And now we go, Ultra, though they are close. They do have the numbers as well. They're going to try and flood this one very, very quickly. Finding bodies all around. Cellium already take down Scrapz. Slasher towards the back as well. They are holding back the Ultra so far.
CleanX hasn't been able to get into this game just yet. Sitting at 2 and 9, you expect bigger numbers from him on a map where you'd expect him to succeed, but everybody dies to Simp again. He's 14 and 7 after 4 hills. Ultra need to find some sort of stabilization. They need to find some kills, because right now they're getting blown off the face of Fortress.
Fire in the veins of FaZe, but what about in the comms? Let's find out. With Atlanta FaZe, listen in.
Backstage steps. He's on me close. Backstage. I spawned in the gates, bro. P5 March 2. He's in the ammo corner. Did we kill this guy top bow? One's back, P2 stage. Stage, backstage. I'll kill that guy, hold on. Backstage, one shot. Watch on the stage, one more. Listen, I'm pitching through. Stay low. Here, there's one up you. Yeah, no, they're not. Stage, P2, open. Or close. Close, nice. They should be spawning out. Look your gate, I have your map. Gate, one shot gate. One shot gate, I got a nade on it. I left one's gate, absolutely. Nice. Keep blocking. I'm gonna get maps. I got the nade. Fire the nade. Top maps. Killed me. Top maps. CleanX. Jumping out. He's trying to one shot, Scrap. I'm top rails right now. He went top sword. Top maps dead. Nice, top sword. One more top boat. Weak. I hit him once. I'm behind him. I'm there. I'm waiting for you. He's still out there. I think he's top sword too. I'm not sure. Chat, play your life, Chris. Yeah, I am. I'm just going. Stunning for Nice, top maps. Stun him on time. Weak. One shot. On time. Really weak. Nice. I get B. I'll take maps. Trees. Don't stay alive, Chris. I'm trying. They're gonna make E. Oh, okay. He's benching all time. Yeah, all time. I'm going all time in the corner. I didn't need him. Push up bench, I think. I'm trying to be through. I have a streak too. Top.
And FaZe trying to get everything going into this one, but realistically, the slaying that's been going on, this game is still very, very close. 37 points left into it. P1 now in control of FaZe, but Ultra are not out of this.
Not at all. The slaying and the whole entire game has really felt FaZe-sided, but looking at the scoreline, it's still very doable for Ultra here, but have they now been flipped? Thankfully for them, aBeZy gets dealt with. The spawn still should be there for Toronto Ultra over towards the P2 side. FaZe will get out with a minute amount of time over towards P1, but again, Ultra at P2. Can they deal with the push better than they did last time? Didn't find a kill, FaZe find a way through, and then get the rotation over towards P3. Ultra have got to be better here at P2.
This hold is huge for them. Ultra holding back FaZe. The tide has not come in for them yet. They get everything here, and they will actually take the lead. It doesn't matter how flashy, how big the streaks is. It's about the points on hard points. And Ultra are proving that it's not about slaying, it's about playing as they continue to rack these points up. It is now only a 15-point game.
FaZe are licking their wounds and walking away back over towards P3. But how profitable it was for them last time around. Ultra have now got time, 20 seconds of that time to take the lead here in map number 4. Spawn out coming through as well for Atlanta FaZe. Do Toronto Ultra make their move, and can they find the execution over towards P3, which is popping in 10 seconds?
Thanks. Gets unchecked. Has hit.
Scrapz in.
Scrap and Slasher go for it. They're going for it here as well. Now aBeZy will take down the first KiSMET. Looking for it, doesn't find it. aBeZy saves his teammate. They're still here.
Core spawns coming in from Ultra over towards gate side. These kills have to go FaZe this way.
Every single player falls to the side like tack of Cellium. He's been having a great game as well, has barely died this one. But numbers were on the side here last time for FaZe. Cellium staying alive, will go down as well. Ultra still pushing the pressure. CleanX with a huge kill to the gate. aBeZy trying to stay alive. Finds the second one as well. They come to the front gate. Scrapz going to be there. aBeZy versus Scrapz. That's it. It's going to be simply reinforcements. Ultra just not able to get their toes over the line.
So many potential moments for Ultra to find a break over towards P3, but is ultimately going to result in nearly every single point going over to FaZe. Cellium doesn't find the turn. He's had a hell of a game here in map number 4, but now Ultra can start to try and set themselves up. They'll not be able to pin FaZe in like they did last time, though. It was a free 10 to 15, 20 seconds for Ultra before FaZe got a touch. But can they find a way through? FaZe break 200 points, Ultra only 30 behind and have control of P4.
Here we go, the break. FaZe sealing out the opposition, looking for a way through, looking to get it inside, already taken down Cellium. Slasher kind of left, doing nothing here as well. Reinforcements of aBeZy fly through. Simp and Slasher do eventually combine. They're now getting towards a point. aBeZy guns him. They're going to get into this. aBeZy waiting for anybody to come around the back, but doesn't need to as well. Atlanta FaZe have taken prime position.
Not inside the point yet. Haven't dotted their I's, haven't crossed their T's. They haven't dealt with Scrap over towards the top outside. For Toronto Ultra, yeah, you've got broken, but you haven't been able to find any points of your FaZe. It's only Slasher left, 20 seconds to go here over towards P4. It may well be a grandstand finish in this one. Both two teams breaking 200 the points. Going over towards Ultra at P4. FaZe trying to fight for it. Spawns over towards the P1 side, coming in from Ultra. Blacksmith about to pop, but Ultra survive the onslaught from FaZe and take a lead once again.
Here we go. Get the handbell ringing. Get the steel on steel action as both teams go for this as well. It will be Blacksmith for FaZe to begin with. Hixie needs to make a move, but reinforcements are not here for him. Will he be the hero they need? Dead Silence still going for him as well. Finds Cellium, gets that first one going down. Looks into Cellium, there's nobody there. Everybody's in a bad position, they're looking for it as well, and it's gonna come down to this. Who gets onto the point? Atlanta FaZe just trying to make sure they don't throw this away.
FaZe have had control for this one for quite some time. Some good shots coming through from Scrap. Hasn't quite had the performance that he's needed to on P4. But they found the breakthrough. Slasher will slow it down. It is blow for blow for between these two teams. 220 to 220. aBeZy trying to find a way through, but Ultra found the setup. They're inside the point. They find the kills. FaZe may well be spawning over towards the P3 side. P1 control will be here from Ultra. 10 seconds to go. It's Ultra's lead to have. Can FaZe find a breakthrough?
They have to get out. They have to. It is only going to be 20 seconds to victory. Hixie waiting for these first kills to come through. Going to get a little bit of time. Waiting. FaZe still coming off of that bad spawn. Still do not want to be locked through it as well. Hixie jumps around the corner and gets him. Cellium, the only one to get one back as well. It's 10 seconds. FaZe coming off the respawn. They are about to hit the lower bracket in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's done. Ultra take down Titan the champs. Names, legacy, recognition, it doesn't matter. What matters is winning. Top 3 for Ultra. FaZe, time to meet the lower bracket, brothers.
What a map number 4. We were saying the whole game, it felt like FaZe were, it was a knife through butter on so many occasions. They were slaying Ultra left, right, and center. But you looked at the scoreboard, it was never more than 30 or 40 for FaZe in that lead. And Ultra get one very good hold, take the lead, and do not look back. What a series between these two. That man on your screen might not have the best map number 4, but maps 1, 2, 3. Absurd performance from Ultra.
And it looked like it could have been FaZe, but we spoke about it during the listening. We said, for everything that's been going FaZe's way so far, it's a 37-point game when we came out of it.
This is why we talk about kills not being as important as some people make out. You've seen what was going on. Simp had a 5 trillion spree. Cellium died with 3 times in 14 minutes. But the lead was not there. They weren't able to convert all of these kills into the points that they needed. And I want to say that you look over towards that final P4. They found 3 or 4 kills. Nobody in the point. They didn't get a single point from that. You've got to think, get somebody in there, get somebody locking some time in, because it's only a 30-point game. That could have made the difference. Atlanta FaZe not able to find the time. But Toronto Ultra, reveling in the chaos that is Fortress, will find the 3rd map that they very much needed. A Hotel Search and Destroy would have been a scary, scary thing, considering what happened to map number 2. But it's the respawns that work for Ultra, and they get the job done in 4.
Terrifying. A terrifying team has dropped off into the lower bracket here at Champs. Toronto Ultra are now top 3 ton.
Big performance, and honestly, you know, we talked about their home major that they went to. They will be disappointed that they didn't walk away with the win there, but they've now got themselves a winners bracket final at Champs. It's HyDra and Scrapz first year at the CDL, and you beat FaZe to get there. Yeah. Big statement, huge.
It certainly is. All right, let's go to our Monster Energy winners spotlight. It's going to be HyDra with Blaze.
Bryce, Tom, fantastic cast. I love you both. Las Vegas, give it up for the Toronto Ultra as they take down Atlanta FaZe on the stage. HyDra, what a series from you, man. You was absolutely frying. Talk to me a little bit about that hard point towards the end and how you guys kind of close it out and how you feeling right now.
Yeah, obviously feeling really good right now. The hard points against those guys are always blood pumpers, like always last till, you know, coming down to the wire. So we just kept our composure, stuck to the game plan, rotations. That's basically what we said before the game. As long as we rotate, we'll win the map, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened, okay? Now, you know, you and your teammate Scrapz, both rookies here on this Toronto Ultra squad, your first CDL champs, the crowd out here, epic matches on the main stage. How does it feel to make it this far?
It's crazy. Like, I said it when we won Major 3. Like, I was in a shit position. So, like, for me to be able to, you know, be my first champs, make it this far on the first champs, you know, with this crowd, it's insane.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane out there, okay? What you want to say out there to Toronto Ultra fans that's been chanting your name at home, in the venue, all over the world?
Toronto Ultra fans, obviously, we appreciate it. Some of you have followed us all year, so thank you, and keep it up for the winners final.
All right, give it up one more time for the Ultra. That does it for us on the stage. Puckett, take us away.
And with that victory, Toronto is guaranteed their biggest check of the year. They already banked $200,000 when they took the trophy in Texas. Now, with the top 3 secured, $320,000 in the bank, and a very smiley Allie. I'm just gonna start with you. She's been gloating all match long. I love it.
This is great. This is a banger. Listen, they got outslayed. This is something Toronto Ultra always does. They get outslayed and they still pull out the W's, and some of these respawns just out of hard work, out of that teamwork. And Charlie HyDra, I mean, he in fact did slam Simp and aBeZy.
Now, we of course have our predictions that don't matter, but we take them very personally. None more than the players, though, in this matchup. I think Atlanta FaZe are just as shocked as we are here on the desk. Nameless, I want to start with you. What was the difference this time around for Toronto? What was going on with Atlanta? Because that game 4, Atlanta steamrolled them in the kill feed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different story in all the maps that they lost, but if we want to hone in on that game 4, there's a couple situations like they get a majority of the time on that P3, and then they get a ton of kills, but on that P4 rotation, they weren't able to successfully kill the guy out of the back. And then we get over to P5, another power position. We see Insight on top of the stage. They couldn't kill him for a good 25 seconds. These situations were like, they're getting kills on the other side of the map, but they're not getting the right kills in the right spot to be able to get themselves better map positioning. A back and forth game, man, but if you outslay by that much, you have to be able to convert it to some time and hill.
Last time we saw Charlie HyDra performing well Toronto, they raised a trophy. This is a different Hixie from the first matchup we saw on day number 1. He is putting up huge numbers in the game 4. Clay, you said that was going to be one of the X factors. He's got to stay with everyone else in this lobby. He led the team in game 4.
He 100% did just that, and I will be the first to admit I was wrong. I said everyone had to drop a 1.0. Toronto just won that map 4 while getting outplayed by a million. So whatever they're doing over there in that Toronto camp, they know the game better than me. That's why they're top 3 champs, and I did not make it.
No, don't say that, Clay. Oh, come on.
Don't worry, you got plenty of time. A lot more predictions
foul.
are going to be coming correctly your way. Let's talk, though, about the future, because Toronto, they're going to play the winner of OpTic Texas versus New York, the next battle we see on the main stage. Atlanta, they dropped down to Boston, and now you got to be nervous if you're the next team dropping down as well. You have the #1 seed looking to knock you out earlier than you expected.
Bro, I just want to say that was the most impressive win of this tournament. By far. I mean, the way that they did that, how structured they were the entire time, that Asilo control was one of the best controls I've seen this entire year. Like, just absolutely having him in a chokehold. Scrap led the way. Like, we just showed a lot of love to Hixie, but Scrap was frying. 3,000 damage in that game number 3. I think next up on his team was 1,300, which is just crazy.
He dropped another 3,000 in game number 4 as well, despite only 21 kills somehow. Scrap is a monster. He is your Rookie of the Year, and he's playing in your winners bracket final come tomorrow. Let's take a look, though, at your scuff play of the game. It's Control. How about a perfect 3-0 against Atlanta FaZe? How did Toronto pull this one off?
It was just dominance, right? It felt like that they were in the right position every single time Atlanta tried to make a move on the map. It was plays from everybody. I mean, Scrap was getting all the kills. I believe Insight only had like 20 engagements in the entire map just simply because Scrap was getting all of them. I think this was a really impressive performance from Toronto Ultra, and it's a comfortable map now that they have in their map pool, right? Asilo to win it this way against the Atlanta FaZe. This is where I thought they misstepped last time these two teams matched up by playing that Expo. So Toronto Ultra not only doing right in-game, but out-of-game as well with the vetoes.
Congratulations to Ultra. They get revenge over Atlanta FaZe and are now in your winners bracket final. But we got to take a look at that bracket and show you where things are right now, because we already sent 2 teams home. Clayster, still a lot more Call of Duty to play this weekend.
There is an incredible amount to still be played. It's, you know, obviously commiserations to Thieves and Røkkr. You know, early exit, didn't win a round of champs, but, you know, we still got a lot of teams to play for. Ultra, we got OpTic Subliners coming up next. I am stoked for that.
Oh my God, that's a tough draw. If you're Boston Breach, let me tell you.
Fred waiting on the other side for either OpTic or Subliners. It gets tighter from here on out, and there's only one more match to go. OpTic Texas is going to be taking on New York Subliners for the final battle of the day. While we wait for that to get ready, quick reminder, get ready to drop in and climb the World Series of Warzone ladder. It all starts June 23rd. That's right, next week. So head on over to WorldSeriesOfWarzone.com and sign up today. Get in on the action. And of course, follow COD Esports. COD Esports is your one-stop shop for all things World Series of Warzone and Challengers. So follow along on Twitter at COD_Esports. Thank you all for tuning in all day long. We got the final battle of day 2 coming up, and it's a banger. Don't go anywhere.